Hello, I'm Alexandra Mayers, formerly known as Monica Foster, and today I had the opportunity to interview Olympic silver medalist Josh Mance. Now, on July 28th, Josh was cast in a not so flattering light as being rejected by porn star Skin Diamond. Well, I didn't like how TMZ labeled him as being rejected because he just struck me as a very nice young man, so I shared my thoughts about it on one of my websites, pornnewstoday.com. Josh got in contact with me and we decided to do this little interview. In the following interview, Josh shares with me about the TMZ situation, another situation he was involved in 2013 that was rooted in the issue of the racism that young black men routinely encounter on a daily basis from law enforcement. And of course, we talk about exactly what it takes to be a true Olympic champion like he is. I hope you all enjoy the interview. And oh, one more thing. Josh also shares with everyone exactly what he's really looking for in a woman. Okay, now today I have the privilege of speaking to an Olympic champion, an Olympic silver medalist by the name of Josh Mance. I'm very excited about this, so here we go. Hi Josh, how are you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. So, I guess this is a bit of a follow-up interview to some recent national news coverage that you had through TMZ. Just so that my viewers are aware, Josh Mance was cast, in my opinion, in a not so good of a light, not so nice of a light by TMZ in regards to a porn star. But you know, rather than me even going into it, you tell me about it. Tell me about the whole thing. What your feelings are on the TMZ piece that they did.
My feelings on that TMZ piece, it was a little misleading, of course. As an athlete, we get taught that. I think recent years, I went to University of Southern California, and they maybe take media classes because they know the media will often twist certain things.
Yes.
In case they want. The whole interview was about a 9.5 minute interview, and
well, first, where were you coming back from? Because I think you were at the airport.
Yeah.
Where were you coming from, and how did TMZ even know that you would be there?
Oh, actually, it was crazy because I did an interview me and my friend Bryce Sean a couple of years ago, and I guess the same guy that was interviewing us, one of the same guys, he was there. He recognized me. So, oh, you run USA Track and Field, right? And I'm like, yeah. So, okay, I'm TMZ Sports, and then we spoke. But he was actually there because Kim Kardashian was coming from the airport, and they were all running to get pictures of Kim Kardashian. After Kim Kardashian left, then he's like, oh, he's like, yeah, let's talk for a little bit. All right, yeah, I can do a quick little interview. So we did the interview, and yeah.
And it went from there. Yeah.
It went from there, yeah.
What else did you say in the interview? Because it seemed like it was cut a little bit.
Well, yeah, he edited about 7 minutes or so out of it. We spoke briefly about the ESPY Awards and how track and field is viewed in the United States right now, and how we get most of our exposure overseas. And it's a little tough to get a lot done in the United States as far as track and field is concerned. Opening doors for other endorsements besides shoe deals like Nike, Adidas, and whatever. Breaking into other markets is difficult in the United States, which is why throughout the summer, like I'm overseas all the time in Europe or Canada or the islands, because that's where the money is for track.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, did you sign model release for that interview?
No.
No? Okay. Now, did they notify you the day that it came out that you were going to be on TMZ?
Yeah.
They did? Okay. Now, another question I have is, how in the world did you ever even come across Skin Diamond?
All right. Well, guess the typical track athlete as far as they want most Olympians to be seen, or I'm not saying I'm a bad person or anything, but I just don't.
You watch porn.
I can admit to certain things as to where other people won't really say, you know, and I mean, so skin diving, yes, I feel like most humans watch porn, so that's nothing wrong with that, and
well, I mean, what I'm really curious about is what movie was it? Just like a clip that you saw her?
Yeah, it was like random clips. Like I might go to a category and I might look through certain videos, and then okay, I see this girl once. Oh, now I see her twice. Who is this girl? And I really didn't I finally caught the name and saw who that was, but I didn't really know who the person was until one day I'm on Twitter and someone retweeted her on my timeline. And I was like, oh, that's that girl from that video. So okay, so I clicked the page, and then that's what opened me up to her. Let me best way to put it. It's like with any form of entertainment, as far as whether it be musicians, artists, actors, whatever. I feel like once you start seeing the other side, you know, I might like a hip hop artist until I see a couple of his interviews, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like who this person is at all. Or I might feel the opposite way. I might like feel whatever or so about someone. I might even dislike their music. But then I watch their interviews. I'm like, damn, I like this artist now. Because I saw how this artist carried himself or herself, and now I actually like this person. You know, so I saw a couple of her little tweets, and it became big only because we were in a group chat, me and a couple of athletes, and we were just clowning, just being dudes, just laughing or whatever. And then we got into a debate like about porn stars, and I don't remember how it came about, but we did. We just started talking about it, and I think it had something to do with those tweets, because I think it was a picture that was retweeted on my timeline, and then somebody posted something, and I was like, okay, let me post this, and then we just all started making debates like, okay, who's the best one, and we just started talking. So that's pretty much how that came about, because it was just having a guy talking, a conversation, and laughing, you know, just simple communication.
Okay, well that's interesting, but do you think that TMZ article, or not article, but the video piece kind of made it seem like you were actually trying to get with her, or were you, or what did you want to say about that?
They did. I think she's an attractive female. I think she's cool, and I like some things she posts. As far as me actually trying to settle down and be with her, I think that's where the push got. I think that's where it took it a little too far. I love to have fun. I like to make people laugh, and while I was saying that, you know, everyone I know, even my mom called me. She saw it. She was laughing. It's like, Josh is stupid. Like she knows I'm always in that type of mood. I just like to make people laugh, or whatever. And yeah, so I do find her attractive, but it wasn't to be taken that serious. You know, it wasn't to be blown to that portion to where it was my ultimate goal. Like I think the funniest line, I was like, oh my god, they really said this. It was like he won the silver medal, but the real prize would be the date with a porn star. I'm like, no. So I'll take a porn star over my silver medal. That's no way, shape, or form true at all. So I took it, and I ran with it. I kind of laughed at it and brushed it off. I guess it takes a lot more than that to really get under my skin. But yeah, it was a little. It was not even a little.
Well, I didn't like the way that they put the word rejected in the headline. Yeah. I thought that was painting you in the wrong light, because really this isn't the first time that you've kind of, you know, had to deal with the media in regards to being painted in a false light. I believe what I saw was when you, on your 21st birthday, some things happened to where you were actually able to attain an apology from the people who were falsely accusing you of a few things.
I actually never even got the apology.
Oh, really?
No. The thing is, I transferred out of USC for one semester, and I decided to go to Florida State because of the training out there. The problem was, growing up in Los Angeles or Southern California my whole entire life, I'm used to a lot more diversity, open-minded people, and even dealing with the LAPD at certain times, they might falsely accuse you of something or this or that, but then once they know you're in the clear, and you walk away. So that night, it was my 21st, and I decided to go out for my birthday, as anyone else would. And around 3 something in the morning when I left, it was me, 4 other athletes, went to my friend's apartment to get my roommate's keys. We're leaving, walking downstairs, an officer is down there with the guns drawn and saying, everybody, hands up, if anybody moves, we're shooting to kill. So in my mind, I'm just like, you know what? I know no one did anything, no one has anything. And then he says, who has the gun? And I'm like, no one has a gun. So, all right, everyone get on the ground. In my head, I'm still thinking, you know what? I'll be in my bed in the next hour, knocked out. This is just one of those altercations. So they search all of us, and a girl comes out and she records us. And this is where the whole thing messed me up. Some girl comes out and records us, and I yell, and the officer yells to her, go back in the house. I yell back, I say, no, stay outside and keep recording. And then, so then the cop's like, oh, you want to talk? Takes me, grabs me, throws me in the back of his car. So now I'm the first one in the car. And the other guys are telling me, like, nah, Josh, you're not in Cali no more. These cops out here are different. I'm like, regardless of that, we didn't do anything, so we shouldn't be getting in trouble. So eventually, the four other guys, we all get 4 separate cars. At the end of the night, I asked the cop, am I going to jail? He keeps saying yes. I ask him why. He says, you know what you did. I said, I don't. Can you tell me? He says, no, you know what you did. He gives no reason. He walks out the car. He comes back. 3 other kids are getting let go, so they leave. And then another dude, they got him. They're saying, okay, you 2 are going to jail. So we're in 2 separate cars now. Now at this point, he starts writing me a report. And I'm in the back. I can see the report he's writing. And it later came out, so I confirmed everything that was written there. He wrote that non-violent resistant arrest. And I was like, well, he had a gun to us saying you're shooting to kill. I don't think I would resist arrest. And he says my body tensed up when he put handcuffs on me. That was his excuse. And then he said I was presenting a fake ID on my 21st birthday, which made no sense.
Right.
And the crazy part about it is I lost my driver's license in LA prior to moving out there. So I had my passport and my student ID. We're in the back of the car. The cop's like, well, where you going to jail? I was like, for what? It's like the fake ID. At that moment, my roommate comes up to the car or whatever. He knocks on the door or the window like, Josh, you coming out? The officer's like, no, go home if you know what's good for you. And he's like, well, can I get my ID back? And I was like, okay, so he's saying it blatantly that's his ID, but I'm going to jail for it. And then he's like, you know what, just go home. He drives off. So he starts driving. I'm like, you was making a mistake right now. You know that. He's like, nope. I was like, well, you have 3 IDs, 2 which are mine, and a third one which one that's theirs, and you're gonna take me to jail for this. He's like, no, but you're also a liar. And I was like, okay, what did I lie about? He's like, you lied about shooting a gun tonight. And I was heated, so he took me in, and come to find out, that's fake ID is a felony charge in Florida. So I was facing felony charges on my 21st birthday. And it was, my birthday was next morning. My first track meet of the year was the next morning. It was a lot going on, so I'm just like, man, this is crazy. So I'm in there all night, spend the night, get moved the next day to I guess the jail's connected to the prison, so I get moved to the other cells. And then luckily someone comes out and was like, is there someone down there named Ronell Mance? That's my real name, Ronell. And I was like, yeah, that's me. He's like, okay, well, he's being released. So then they release me, and I only have about $24 on me, but that money was gone when I got out. So I had no means of transportation. My phone was dead, and I didn't know Tallahassee to get back home. So I had to ask someone how to get Florida State. So someone was like, yeah, go down the street and just walk all the way down until you hit campus. So it was about 5. It took a while. It was a few miles away. And I finally got to campus. Same clothes as from last night. I see a couple athletes. Say what's up. They say what's up, and I'm like, okay, well maybe no one knows. I get upstairs in my coach's office. He types my name into Google. New York Times, ESPN.
It was all over the news. Yes.
USA Today. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So after that happens, I'm just like, I'm just sick. Like I'm real upset. I meet the lawyers. They're charging a lot, but we're handling your case pro bono because we know you're not guilty. After I explained to them what happened, and I guess in the report the officer said that I used the fake ID to get to a nightclub.
And it wouldn't make any sense because that was your birthday.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I was glad, but that's where he messed up. He said I used to get a nightclub. We go to that nightclub, And luckily for us, there was a camera there, and there was a camera there. There were two cameras right in the front.
Yeah, I saw that report. Yeah,
Turn
so.
pages,
Mhm.
flipped, like it's not an ID, it's a passport. I'm turning pages now. Hand it to one bouncer. Boom. Go to the next bouncer. Hand it to the next bouncer. So we call the news team. They come up. They record it. They broadcast on the news that night. And then that's when the Tallahassee Police Department contacted my lawyers. I don't remember what the term was, but whatever it was, it meant that the case, the media, something about media not being able to get involved. Like we handle it head on, just police department and my lawyers. It was like, no, we're gonna let the media get fully involved because
Yes.
I was arrested. So we did that. I did all the interviews I was asked to do. Had no problem. And after all that, I think about 2 weeks went by. Charges got dropped. They're like, okay, now we can either sue them or we can have an apology. And then my coach was like, Josh, don't sue, just get the apology. I was like, okay, I'll do that, but as long as it's the officer that arrested me, and that's what we were gonna do. He then, I actually ran into the officer about 3 or 4 times after that, and he actually made a random appearance at my house one day.
Really?
Just a random appearance, knocks on my door, starts laughing, like, oh, you live here, huh? And I'm like the only one who lives there, like, oh, I know you live here, and starts laughing. He's like, all right, well, have a good night, and just leaves. And I was just like, I was so sick of Tallahassee. I was going crazy in that city, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah, I mean that sounds like harassment to me.
It was, and the thing is, it's hard to get around. But luckily, I actually had some type of status, and that made me think like, damn, if this is happening to me out here, and I have some type of status to actually hold me to where I was able to get.
They couldn't get away with it. Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean,
like, imagine how many other young black males inside that city have probably been arrested by the same cop or other cops like that, but weren't able to get the proper help.
well, this goes to show in this day and age, still, I mean, we're in the year 2014. We have a black president, and still young black men are not being treated right in our society, and the same goes for black women. I just read an article in regards to some issues in regards to black women in the adult industry. But let's go back to that, okay? Because I want to make it clear to my audience that Josh Mance does not want anything to do with the pornographic industry, correct?
No, I'm not.
That is not something that what's going on right now. There's a lot of political things happening in the porn industry, and they are looking for any sort of way to promote their talent. They're looking for anything or anyone who's legitimate to attach themselves to, and that's what I feel happened to you. I mean, really, that whole thing was a story that was made out of nothing. I don't like the light that they painted you in. I feel like you were targeted, to be honest with you. That's how I feel about that entire situation. You're a young black man, you're coming up, you're doing great in your life. I mean, you're an Olympic silver medalist. And I feel like that entire situation tarnished you a little bit, and that's not good. There was no reason for TMZ to do that. There just wasn't. So, let's go back to something positive now. Tell me, what do you have going on in your life? Well, are you in school still? Or
not currently. I have a year left.
Mm-hmm. What are you studying?
So I originally came in to take critical studies film, and the only issue was I would have to be just as dedicated, because USC has the #1 film school.
Right.
I'd be just as dedicated in film as I am in track and field. But between training, classes, tutoring, it was just impossible. So I had to move to sociology, which I don't really want to take.
Mm-hmm.
So with talking to my mentor, I'm not gonna lie, sociology has some interesting topics, but I can't really see myself doing too much with that in the long run, but saying I have a degree. So what I actually want to do is when I have more time, because I'm leaving again in a couple weeks, but when I can actually sit down again and start taking my classes for the last couple courses, I want to actually go back and get into film a little more and see what I can do with that.
Yeah, well, you tend to attract the camera, so maybe you do need to go into film, and that way you can control the camera a bit.
Exactly.
So, all right, so you're in school now. What kind of athletic events do you have coming up?
I have something called Decanations coming up, which is like a small, I wouldn't want to say that. It's a decent sized meet where it's a lot of countries we come together, usually for track and field, no individual sport. So it's me versus everyone, and everyone versus me.
Well, I know how it works. I ran track in high school. Yeah, that was my.
So this meet coming up, we have it's kind of fun because it's like a 1-day meet, but it's multiple countries there, and every country joins together as one team. So like USA, we're all on the same team. Russia, all the Russians are on the same team. All the French are on the same team, and it's held in France. And it's actually a really fun meet because it feels like most meet is everyone versus everybody. This one we get to cheer on all our other Americans, and we want to see us win. And there's a point system. So at the end of the meet, each country, whatever place you get, every athlete from that country gets paid the same amount for that meet.
Wow, that's cool.
Depending on what place. And I did that meet last year, and I had a ball. It was real good. The pay was well. And I'm looking forward to doing that one again at the end of this month. Hopefully I'll have a couple more meets, probably a week or so before that one. So around August 21st, 22nd, I'll be back out there in Europe running again. And I'll run until I'm feeling like the first or second week of September.
Wow. So what goes into your training regimen to prepare for something like that? Because, you have to be in some sort of tremendous physical condition to compete at that level. So
yeah, you do. I'm not gonna lie. I made mistakes. Like I said, as me being human, sometimes I do still want to have fun. So like, you have to learn when's the appropriate time to have fun.
Okay.
So like, where I'm at now, it's like, hey Josh, you can start maybe partying a little bit or doing some things come October. Late September, and then get serious again come November, December, start getting real serious, and then fully on it come January, February. So depending on the time of year, the training changes. Right now I should be at my peak, and I can still improve the rest of this year until September. But as far as training goes, I train about 5 days a week. Mondays and Tuesdays usually being the hardest couple of days of the week, and then changing it up. Some days, Wednesdays usually mileage, so I'll just run a couple miles around the city. Thursdays is a real easy day. I'm inside the gym working this machine that works out my twitch muscle, and then Fridays are pretty laid back. They're never too tough. But yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays are those hard days where I can't eat breakfast in the morning because if I do, or at least a big breakfast, I'm gonna throw up at practice. So I have to eat like maybe half a bar or so and drink some water, and that's it.
Wow. Now that takes some dedication. Honestly, when going back to the TMZ piece again, you don't have time for a girlfriend. You really, the only way that I could see you having a girlfriend would really be is if she's probably someone else who has a similar kind of schedule, maybe another athlete. Yeah, I really think so. I think that would be good for you to probably, if you could manage to do it, find a girl also who's on the track team.
Yeah, I've been there. I was just recently with that exact same situation. So.
Yeah. Well, stay away from the porn stars. Stay away from these little hoochie girls. Stay away. I'm serious when I say this now. Stay away from the fast girls, the strippers. Stay away from them. They're going to try. You're going to do pretty well in life. You're a very smart guy. You're an Olympic athlete. Girls are going to target you, and a certain type of girl is going to target you. I'm sure your mother has already told you this. But specifically, stay away from the girls who work in the adult industry because a lot of people don't talk about it, but a lot of those girls have STDs. You have to keep yourself healthy. One night could ruin your life. It really could.
If anybody knows that, it's me. I know one night can ruin your life.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
So let me see. What other questions did I want to ask you? Oh, well, you were talking before about how track isn't really a highly publicized sport in the United States, and that's correct. But I guess the way that Olympic athletes do make money is through endorsement deals and whatnot. Do you currently have an agent for that sort of thing?
I do.
Okay, send me that information because I would like to put that on the piece for this interview. That way people know how to contact you for different deals and all that kind of stuff.
No problem.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Are you going back to the Olympics next time around, or?
Yeah. Well, actually, every year, how it works for track and field, every year at USA's to make it individually, you have to be top 3 in the United States in your event. And I'm in a real competitive event. This past year was a dead year. So basically it goes every 2 years there's the World Championship, and every 4 years the Olympics.
Right.
And then between the segments there's always one dead year. So this year was the dead year. There's no big championship. Next year is Beijing Championship, so I'd have to be top 3 again to be selected for the 400, and top 6 to be selected for the relay team. And then the year after that will be Rio 2016 in Brazil. So yeah, as long as I stay top 3 United States, I'll be okay. As far as where I'm at, I'm in a really good position. I was second at USA's this year. Hopefully I can stay up in there and stay healthy. That's the main thing, staying healthy.
Yes.
Over the course of the next few years, and I want to hopefully get a couple medals at the next Olympics. You know, it's
Very
not
cool.
easy to do, but it's definitely possible.
Well, good luck with that. I think that you'll make it. I think you'll do really well. For some reason the cameras are chasing you. So keep yourself out of trouble. And I don't know, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Really, usually I'm the one who talks a lot during my interviews, but you have a lot to say. So is there anything else you wanted to cover?
I wish I would have brainstormed some things before. I can't really think of anything right now, but yeah, no, it's just good to be able to, voice myself out there and let some people at least hear the truth of what's been going on or what has gone on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for
for some reason it just you're attracting this attention to where they're putting you in the wrong light. And have you ever pissed anybody off who's powerful? I have to ask, because it's kind of weird.
Somebody that's powerful, jeez. Mess
with anyone's daughter?
I've pissed people off before, but I don't think they're that powerful. I had one bad scenario happen. It happened actually right after the Olympics, but I don't think that had anything. I don't think that person was that powerful. I just found out who that was, but
okay.
Other than that,
I don't want to make you paranoid. Let's move on. Let me see. Is there anything else that I wanted to ask you? Let's see. Well, you are single and available, ladies. Are you single and available?
right now,
yes, no.
yes.
Yes. Okay, ladies. He is single and available. What are you looking for in a regular young woman? Because might as well get that out there. Girls watch my webcast.
That's another tough one. I'm open to a lot, but damn it. A better question would be like yes, no. So I'm okay with that, but judging from past relationships, I mean, obviously loyalty and honesty is always huge, but
honesty is important.
It is. But another thing, I think when it comes to honesty, I think questioning straight up rather than doing a lot of snooping is a lot better.
Okay. Now, are you doing anything that warrants snooping?
some people just snoop just because. And I've been in that scenario before, and it's like 2 years ago, I was in a serious relationship with before my last one. I was just with this other athlete who runs the Dalila. But before her, there was another girl I was with, and she was a lot older than me though. She's 30 right now, and she was so on it. So basically, she'll go to my Twitter, and she would go from my Twitter and look at everyone I'm following, and then go to their pages and this and that, and go to my roommate's Twitter and see who they're talking to.
So you want someone who's confident enough in themselves to where they're not constantly spying on you and checking on you and whatnot, but in return, would you do something to where they will find something that they shouldn't find? So that's the question right there.
No, I get that. I mean, I understand it. That makes like, hey, you know what? They did this and they were sneaky about it. Now I'm gonna try to catch them in the act. I get that, but some people just do it without reason.
Habitually, yeah, they're.
It's like, oh well, you know, your phone was out, so I decided to look through it, or your laptop was out, so I went to look through your history and scroll through this flight.
Yeah, that's a little bit much. That's too much. That's too much. That's.
And I've had that scenario. Like it's like I haven't seen you in I don't know how long, and now you're over here, and now you're going through all my stuff the second you get to my house, and I walk out the room. It's like, yeah, it's kind of that's a lot.
All right, so you want someone who's not obsessive, who's not going to stalk you, because that kind of sounds like what you're describing. That's a relationship. That's a stalk relationship.
Yeah.
That's not really a relationship. But okay, so you're open to all different kinds of women and everything. It sounds like older. In your particular situation, I would suggest that you not date anyone under 21 right now. The reason being.
I'm not, that's another thing. I'm not really that attracted. I'm sorry. I do have an older fetish a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I do. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, well, be careful with that too, because the older women, a lot of times they start hearing their biological clocks ticking. And well, let me ask: do you already have kids or not?
I have no kids, never.
Okay, well, if you don't want kids, I would suggest you be with someone like who's your age, who does similar things to you, similar habits. That way, they're not, you know, you don't end up with either an STD or a baby. Or some sort of a criminal charge if the girl's under 21 and she's caught drinking with you or something along those lines. You know, you got to be careful in your particular position right now. So, okay, let me think. Is there anything else that, well, I don't know, do you have like a website you want to promote or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, just go ahead and follow my Twitter account. You can usually reach me on there. I don't tweet every single day, but I check it enough to, if you tweet me, I'll see the tweet. If you ask me to follow you back, I'll go ahead and follow you back. No problem with that. And I have a Facebook just for, you know, family purposes or whoever hits me up. But if you guys want to add me on there too, you can as well. So yeah, Twitter, just type in Josh Mance and you'll see Mance to Society and it'll be on there.
Cool. Cool. All right, well, thanks for doing this little interview with me today. You definitely have a lot to say. I was not expecting that, but that's great. That's great. Stay out of trouble. Stay away from the porn stars. Stay away from the porn industry in general because it's nothing but trouble. Period. Okay? If I see you doing anything, I'm going to kick your ass. And that's about it. What?
You're not going to catch me in any videos or anything.
Well, you're pretty fast, but I ran track too. I don't know what my 400 time is, but I did long distance. You might be fast at first, but I have endurance. I'll catch you eventually. All right, well, say goodbye to everybody, Josh.
All right, nice seeing all y'all. Nice talking to you guys, and hope to see you guys again soon.